distinguished delegates, the galaxy of intellectuals, invited personalities, faculty and research scholars. Pleasant evening to everyone. It gives me enormous pleasure to extend you all a very warm welcome on behalf of the organizers, Sandhi Research Advocacy Forum of VHN Sandhikumara Nadar College, Autonomous Virudhunagar, Tamil Nadu, India, and Pearl, a Foundation for Educational Excellence, Bengaluru, Karnataka, India. Education and information sharing as a mission is capable of transforming darkness into light, pessimism into optimism, negative energy into positive energy, light minds into great energy, mud into marble, weakness into strength, and failure into success. Our international conference on recent trends and innovation in science, engineering, and social science will provide a unique interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary forum for researchers, practitioners, and educators to present and discuss the most recent innovation, trends, and practical challenges encountered and possible solutions adopted in their respective fields. To speak about the organizers, Virudhunagar Sandhikumara Nadar College is a premier institution which was started in the year 1947. The institution has attained an eminent status with 25 UG, 15 PG, and 11 MPhil and 10 PhD programs. The college is accredited with A grade by NAC in the fourth cycle of re-accreditation. The institution has secured 53rd rank in the National Institution Ranking Framework by the Ministry of Human Resource Development, New Delhi. Today, after 75 years of its inception, VHNSN College has grown from strength to strength, scaling new heights and crossing many milestones on the academic road. Our college is a remarkable college known for its innovative and value-based education. Since the mission of the college is to impart quality education, it constantly strives to attract good faculty, good students, provides good infrastructure, and purposeful support to the environment. VHNSN faculty members represent rich and diverse range of interests, expertise, and background. The pioneers behind this conference, the Pearl Foundation for Education Excellence, producers would leader in the integration of teaching, learning, and advancement of the knowledge based through research. It provides education, released related services to improve the lives of the individuals and in changing the complex global society. Let us begin the fabulous event by invoking the blessings of God and our nation with Tamil Thai Valtu.
நீராடும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெடிகொடுக்கும் சீராடும் மகரமென திகழ்மலர கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனும் திருநாடும் அக்கசியில் நிறைநுடலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் எத்திசையும் புகழ் வழங்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனக்கே தமிழனக்கே உன் சீரமை திரும்பியிருந்து செயல்படுத்தி பார்ப்பதுமே பார்ப்பதுமே பார்ப்பதுமே.
A man is but a product of his thoughts, what he thinks that he becomes. The pathfinder of our institution, our most respected principal, Dr. P. Sundarabandyan, as a pillar for the ennoblement of the institution. He propels us to move beyond a passion and has the power to true one's dreams, desires, and vision into reality. Our respectful principal is a writer and thinker in commerce and management subjects for more than a quarter of a century. He has put 32 years of service and has a good blend of techno, commerce, academic background. He is a recognized supervisor for the PhD scholars of Madurai Kamaraj University, Bharathiar University, and Manonmaniam Sundaranar University. He has produced 45 MPhil and 13 PhD scholars. He has credited in authoring 38 books and published 205 research articles in national, international journals and in edited books. He has attended an international conference and presented many papers. He was a recipient of the Best Teacher Award by Tamil Nadu Council for Higher Education in the year 2007-2008. Best Teacher Award by VHNSN College Autonomous for the year 2008-2009 and Best NSS Program Officer Award by the Government of Tamil Nadu in the year 2004-2005. He is the recipient of the Nehru Life Achievement Award 2017 from Nehru Groups of Institutions. He has also won the Best Administrator Award from Pearl Foundation for Education Excellence in the year 2017. He has organized a number of UGC, Chansey and NAC sponsored programs for the benefit of faculty members and students. On behalf of all convened here, hearty welcome to you, sir. May I request you to welcome the August gathering.
Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, my dear friends of science, engineering and social science, it gives me immense pleasure to extend to you all a very warm welcome on behalf of the organizers, Sendi Research Advocacy Forum of EHN Sendi Kumar Nadar College Autonomous Virudhunagar virtual conference on recent trends and innovations in science, engineering and social sciences. Science, technology and innovation in our day-to-day lives are transforming the world ahead. With this motive, our international virtual conference aims at providing key inputs on the fields of science, engineering and social sciences to provide a virtual forum for exchange of new ideas in a number of multidisciplinary fields. The conference would bring together researchers, academicians, policymakers, business people, leaders from non-governmental organizations, civil society groups, students, and from all around the globe. We hope that the conference would provide you with the thought-provoking discussions, opportunities for partnership. We understand that time is valuable and sometimes traveling is not possible. Today's technology allows us to come to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that by participating in this webinar, we are in the right place and the right time, as our conference may appeal to a broader audience, would offer new opportunities for interaction and platform to gather lots of data. Together, let us accelerate the exchange of ideas and the scaling up good practices. I am confident that you will find new ideas, fresh energy, and novel partnerships to sustain your efforts. Encouragement, enthusiasm, and excellency is the major aspect of any organization. With an object of encouraging the spirit of research and innovations, VHN Sendi Kumar Nadar College and Pearl, a foundation for educational excellence, feels proud to host the international virtual conference on recent trends and innovations in science, engineering, and social science. This event is not a single-day routine conference. Rather, it has been organized with a vision to inspire and motivate researchers and academicians to achieve their full potential in the fields of science, engineering, and social science. At the outset, I am delighted in welcoming Professor Dr. K. Muthuchelian, former Vice Chancellor, Periyar University, Salem, and Pro Vice Chancellor, Dayananda Sagar University, Bangalore, who have consented to deliver the presidential address. We are also thankful to him for extending his cooperative hands in collaborating with us for the successful conduct of many webinars. Wholeheartedly, I welcome our chief guest, Professor Dr. David Neri, Professor, Department of Agricultural, Food and Environmental Sciences, Polytechnic University of Marchi, Ancona, Italy, for his virtual presence to inaugurate our international webinar and in delivering the chief guest address. Welcome you, sir. Deem it a privilege in welcoming the guest of honor, Professor T. Balasubramanian, Vice Chancellor, Chettinad Academy of Research and Education, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Welcome you, sir. Sincerely, I'd like to welcome Professor Dr. M. Ravichandran, formerly Vice Chancellor, Dean and Head, Department of Applied Science, Ames University, Malaysia, who have consented to offer his special address. Welcome you, sir. My welcome goes to our Dr. N. Jayakumaran, Organizing Secretary and Dean Research, VHNSN College, who will present us the concept note of our conference. Pleasure to welcome Engineer M. Praveen Selian, Executive Member, Pearl a foundation for educational excellence, who have consented to deliver the vote of thanks. I extend a very warm welcome to the chief patron of this conference, Sir T.J. Jayakumar, and our management board members, whose vision is focused on boosting the downtrodden to become confident, smart, intelligent global leaders. I welcome all the eminent speakers from all over the globe, from different walks of life, who have come here to share their vast reservoir of knowledge and experience. I am very happy to welcome Professor Dr. Gomadi Nayagam Subramanian, Professor Dr. Jagbir Singh, Professor Dr. K. Manimegalai in this occasion. Cordially, I welcome our organizing secretary, Srimati M. Uma Sundari, Secretary Pearl, a Foundation for Educational Excellence, Bangalore, India. I welcome all the International Advisory Committee members. Grateful thanks and welcome to all our National Advisory Committee members. My warm welcome to the Internal Advisory Committee, Dr. Palaniyappan, Dr. Priji Kumaran, Dr. Nagarajan, Dr. P. Swami, Dr. A.K. Muthuchami, Dr. Taumani, Dr. Megalingam, Dr. S. Muthulachmi, Dr. C. Ganeshan, Dr. A. Bhaskaran, Dr. Paula Kumar. Welcome all the organizing committee members, Dr. J. Pandirajan, Mr. Prem Sangar, Mr. Selvanathan, Lawrence, Periyagarpaya, Marisri, and Dr. Siva, who have put in their strenuous effort. My heartfelt wishes for the successful conduct of International Virtual Conference on Recent Trends and Innovations in Science, Engineering, and Social Sciences. Your participation and inputs are very much appreciated. The first International Virtual Conference will penetrate virtually into all areas of operations such as education and knowledge creation in the areas of social, engineering, and social science fields. Once again, I welcome all the dignitaries and participants for International Virtual Conference. Thank you very much. I welcome you all.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful welcome address. Success is not measured by what a man accomplishes, but by the position he has encountered and the courage with which he has maintained the struggle against overwhelming odds. Dr. Martin Luther King has rightly said that the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenges and controversy. Dr. N. J. Kumaran, Dean Research, Associate Professor of Physics, VHNSN College, has qualified MSc Physics in VHNSN College, Virudhunagar, MPhil in Energy Science in Madurai Kamaraj University, Madurai, PhD Physics in Gandhigram Rural University, Gandhigram, Tamil Nadu. His areas of specialization are renewable energy, resource and technologies, rational use of energy, energy efficiency, energy and sustainable development studies, and also nanoscience and technology. To say about his employee record, he has been a senior research assistant in Regional Solar Energy Testing Center from 1992 to 1995, an assistant manager, Technofutura International Limited in 1995 to 1998, delivered around 420 lectures on energy, technology, and nanoscience subjects till date in international and national level conferences and workshops. So he also made a memorandum of understanding with Kerala State Energy Department to conduct training programs on renewable energy for students. He has also won the Best Award, Best Renewable Energy Scientist Award in 2016, Best Teacher Award in College in 2012. He has also been sponsored research projects in major and minor for a tune of 23 lakhs, carrier-oriented program and renewable energy for a tune of 10 lakhs, and BWORK renewable energy. He has published 3 books in number of energy seminars and conferences and has conducted 18 energy seminars and conferences in other colleges also. He has completed 6 PhDs, 6 PhD guiding, and has completed 52 MPhils. He has published 72 papers in international and national journals and also has presented in the international and national conferences to a tune of 87. He is the list of membership, a member of Materials Research Society, Singapore, member of Solar Energy Society of India, New Delhi, member of Photonics Society of India, Kochi, Kerala, member of Editorial Board of Frontiers in Physics, Switzerland, reviewer of Springer Nature Applied Sciences, reviewer in the Elsewhere Spectrochemia, reviewer in the International Journal of Metallurgy and Metal Physics, reviewer in the International Journal of Nano Dimension Iran, reviewer in International Journal of Photoenergy Publishing Corporation USA, doctoral committee member in Anna University, Allahabad University, Gandhigram Rural University, MS University, Bharatiyar University, Madurai Kamaraj University, and Satyabama University. Kindly request to our Dean, Research and Associate Professor of Physics and the Organizing Secretary of our International Virtual Conference, Dr. N. J. Kumaran, to deliver the concept note of a conference on recent trends and innovations in science, engineering, and social science. Welcome you, sir, to deliver the concept note about your conference.
Good evening to one and all, and it's a very pleasant time. We are going to have a wonderful conference. Just in 2 days later, that is the day after tomorrow, India is going to celebrate the National Teachers' Day on the eve of Radhakrishnan, Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, former President of India's birthday. At this great occasion, as a teachers, as a professors, we are going to organize an international conference to share our knowledge throughout the globe from the eminent special scientists and professors from throughout the globe. The international conference on recent trends and innovations in science and engineering social sciences is planned just in a short time span with the expertise team of national and international advisory committee members, renowned personalities, and with the support of the PL Foundation of Education Excellence, one of the renowned educational support from that private NGO organization, with us V.K. Chandrasen College, Virudhunagar, is conducting this program for the next day after tomorrow tomorrow onwards. So our college is doing a very good research for the past 50 years in all the arts and science, humanities and science. Around 10 departments of our college is doing research in that area. Around some 30 to 40 students are completing PhD every year. With this great research expertise and knowledge, we are conducting regularly around some 10 to 15 programs in the science and national and international level programs. Last 2 years back, we conducted an international seminar at Malaysia, and this year we planned already an international conference at Thailand from our college, but unfortunately due to this COVID and lockdown period, we're conducting this type of programs through the website or the online programs. So this virtual international conference on recent trends and innovations is a great teamwork by these our college members, our college technical and academic members, and great motivation by Dr. Muthu Chelian, the Pro-Chancellor of Dayan Sagar University, Bangalore, and the PL Foundation team members. This conference covers all the fields of science, engineering, and social sciences, with the physical science to data science, home science, earth science, and civil engineering, mechanical engineering, robotics, leather engineering, and chemical engineering, printing technology in the engineering field, and in the humanities, commerce, language, that is English and Tamil, and all the Indian languages, and economics, business, economics, history, Indian culture, philosophy, and management studies, and political science, and social work, and women studies. So this versatile area of research and subject knowledge has to be shared by the various expertise from the resource persons from the different parts of the globe. From Professor Dr. Jagbir Singh Kirti from Punjab is going to deliver an lecture on environmental degradation and human health tomorrow morning, and next session on energy storage for energy transition by Gabriele Camandi from Italy, and then from third session on tomorrow by organic farming system past and present and future by Gomadi Nayagam Subramaniam from South America. On second day, we are going to have cloud computing in education by Kandasamy Umapati from USA, and Professor Dr. Sushil Kumar Kansal is going to deliver the second lecture on the day 2 by treatment of organic pollutants present in industrial wastewater using nanophoto-catalyst. On the third lecture on the second day is going to be by Professor Dr. Joshua Shakura from Internet of Things from South Africa. On third day, and that is the concluding day, we are having 3 lectures on the morning. The first lecture from Dr. Sham Abdul Razak on from Malaysia on the title Engagement Platforms, the New Normal in Business. And the second lecture from Professor Dr. Valentina Della Corti from Italy, the New Challenges for Innovation Tourism between Digitalization and Sustainability. And the third lecture from Professor Dr. K. Manimeghale, former Vice Chancellor from Mother Teresa University. She is going to give gender impact of COVID-19 from Indian context. So with this great 9 experts from the globe going to deliver an international level lectures and sharing their knowledge and research expertise to the participants, around more than 250 participants are going to participate from this program, in this program, and 150 papers have till now received for this paper presentation in both mode of oral and poster. With this great sharing of knowledge and expertise, we are going to have 3 days education and research sharing from our lab, that is from our very Johnson College computer program lab through the Google platform. This International Advisory Committee and the National Advisory Committee and the International Advisory Committee and the Organizing Committee team members, those are all working all the ways for the past 20 days to make this program a grand success. With this great, we are going to start this program with this inaugural function. We are going to have the 3 days wonderful sessions from tomorrow onwards. In the morning, we are going to have the resource persons talk, invited talk, and the afternoon, we are going to have the paper presentation for the participants, both in oral and poster mode. With this brief introduction about the conference, I am very much thankful to our college management, our principal, and all the staff members and team members of my team. And wonderful thanks to my colleague and my wonderful friend and Anna, Dr. Muthuchelian, a Pro-Chancellor from Dayan Sagar University, and PL Foundation members, Uma Sundari ma'am, and all the other members, Praveen also. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for giving a clear concept note. So we are having a wonderful person amongst our midst. Professor Dr. K. Muthuchelian is a world-renowned biology scientist and currently Pro-Vice Chancellor of Dayananda Sagar University, Bangalore. He has been conferred with the prestigious Doctor of Science in recognition of his research accomplishments on biomass, resource management and technology. Dr. Muthuchelian has worked as a professor, head and chairperson of the School of Energy, Environment and Natural Resources, Madurai Kamaraj University, Madurai, and became the director of the Center for Biodiversity and Forest Studies in Madurai Kamaraj University in 2001. He has been collaborating with various international prestigious scientific organizations such as International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, Switzerland, affiliated body of UNO for South Asia, ICTP Italy, the New York Academy of Sciences, USA, International Safety, Quality, Environment and Management Association, Reading Berkshire, UK, World Environmental Organization, Washington, USA, International Conservation Society, North Sumatra, Indonesia, British Science Association, England, the International Ecotourism Society, Washington, USA, American Association for the Advancement of Science, USA. He has also served as a member in the steering committee of the 12th Planning Commission 2012 to 2017, Government of Tamil Nadu, and expert member Puducherry State Higher Education Council 2014 to 2019, Government of Puducherry, Puducherry. Dr. Muthuchelian has been serving as a chairman of the PT of NAC in many premier academic institutions in India. He has also been associated as a member with the Higher Education Council of Puducherry State and several University Grants Commission UGC panels and committees to various states. For his immense research contributions at the international level, he has received many prestigious awards such as Literature Achievement Award in Environmental Science by International Association of Educators for World Peace, Lifetime Achievement Award by International Institute of Food and Nutritional Sciences, Lifetime Achievement Award in Microbiology by Indian Association of Applied Microbiologists India. Moreover, he has been honored twice the Merit of Excellence Award in recognition of his contribution in the field of medicinal plants, conservation and in plant science at international level. Recently, his name was included in top 100 scientists of the worldwide from UK. Dr. Muthuchelian is the first Indian scientist honored with the prestigious award of University of Ancona. So Professor Dr. Muthuchelian has been untiring serving to promote the higher education at university level. He has chaired and served as a number of more than 100 academic committees at college levels and 145 administrative, research and development committees at university, central, state levels. Professor Dr. K. Muthuchelian has wide administrative tasks and experience such as Vice Chancellor, Registrar in Charge, Controller in Charge, Coordinator for the University with Potential for Excellence, a total grant of rupees 40 crores, member in Syndicate, Senate and Academic Council in University and in many affiliated colleges. He has also served as a chairman, convener, member in many management committee, research committee, recognition, affiliation, endowment, accounts, audit, purchase, and board of studies at several colleges and universities. Being a vice chancellor of a fast growing university, he has brought in academic and administrative reforms for vibrant administration and rigorous academic initiative. With great honor, I welcome Professor Dr. K. Muthuchelian, formerly Vice Chancellor, Periyar University, Salem, India, Pro Vice Chancellor, Dayananda Sagar University, Bangalore, Karnataka, India, to deliver the presidential address.
I would like to thank all the organizers for giving me this opportunity to preside over this function and offer my presidential address in the important international virtual conference on the recent innovation in science, engineering, and social sciences. Let me welcome the honorable the scientist and the agricultural professor from Italy, Dr. Davide Neri, the illustrious Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Balasubramanian of University of Chettinad, Dr. Ravichandran from AIMS University, Malaysia, Professor Ashok Alur, the Vice Chancellor, and then our illustrious former Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Manimeghalai, Dr. Gomadi Nayagam, Director from South America, and then the various international the advisory committees, including my good friends, Dr. Harald, Dr. Paulo, and then the other group here, and then Dr. Jakbir Singh and Dr. Jayakumar, the research dean of the illustrious college, my good friend Sundara Pandian, the principal, and various colleagues, and then scientists of the India and abroad, and dear delegates, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I would like to be very delightful to be here in this the warm evening. And dear delegates, this is the era of globalization and rapid technological development, which has all changed people's lives dramatically. And science and the technology play extremely important role in the contemporary society. The evolution of science and technology, no doubt, is likely a boon to the world. To the human beings have come to know a lot about the world in which they live, which indulge in activities, etc. The development in technology, which leads to the advancement in science and helps to revolutionize several fields, including medicine, agriculture, education, space, science, the information technology, and etc. So science has a great impact on our lives and society. Without science, we won't be able to enjoy many things that make our modern and world possible. The science of today is the technology of tomorrow, according to Edward Teller, the Hungarian American, the theoretical physics and the father of the hydrogen bomb. The science and technology feed off one another, propelling both forward. The scientific knowledge allows us to build a new technologies, which often allow us to make the new even more scientific knowledge, which then inspires another technology, and so on. So destructive technology patterns decide the manner in which the new year will be formed. So they will be accelerate and change numerous business at a fast pace consistently. They are shape the world, well shaped and future, and will be available seemingly within easy reach of the entrepreneurs and investors alike. The world has the recent advances in science and technology in the following areas. The one which I would like to mention is the Hyperloop, a tube modular transport system that will run free of the friction, or we can say it is a new form of the ground transport. It is a new method which with which the people or the objects can be moved rapidly and safely with effectively and with efficiency anywhere in the world. So it will be also have a minimal impact on the environment. If this hydro loop system is successful in India, then probably the distance 1200 kilometers between Delhi and Mumbai can be covered in less than an hour. Do you know that it will be cover 35 kilometers in 5 minutes? So India will get benefit from this technology, and according to the proposals and feasibility, these hyperloops are likely to start in 5 regions of the India, namely the Delhi to Mumbai, Bangalore to Trivandrum, Chennai to Bangalore, Mumbai to Chennai, and airport also. So this is a wonderful technology we have. And next one I would like to highlight is the Spinnaker. That is, Spinnaker is the world's largest supercomputer that is designed to work in the same way as the human brain works. This Spinnaker is spiking the neutral network architecture. In real time, this machine can model several biological machines than any other device on the planet. So it is capable of completing more than 200 million actions per second, with each other of its chips having 100 million transistors. No doubt, this supercomputer is unique because it does not communicate by sending large amounts of information from point A to B through standard network like any other computer. Another area which now has get the momentum is the blockchain, the technology. The blockchain is a secure, the cryptography based and distributed across the network. Basically, it is a new data structure and supports the cryptocurrencies like the Bitcoin and the transfer of any data and the digital assets. So here it allows the transfer of digital goods with the need for the centralized authorization of the transaction. So here this technology as a public ledger system which will record and validates each and every transaction made, and so it makes it secure and reliable. So all the transactions done are authorized by the miners, which make the transaction immutable and prevents it from the threat of hacking, and it allows the decentralization of the technology. And then another one is the secretogonin protein, which increasing the insulin action in the obesity induced diabetics. So this process that regulates insulin synthesis, the secretion, the signaling, and the maturation in diabetes, which are all completely understood by the scientists. So this protein in humans is encoded by SCGN gene. So various types of cellular stress may result in the loss of the structure and function of the insulin, which may lead to diabetes. So here the SGGN in the future will become a diagnostic the marker and should check its potential in diabetics management. SCGN binds to insulin and protects, as well as this found in the brains of the Alzheimer's the patients in the lower the quantities. So here I would like to mention another technology is the machine learning. The machine learning will shape artificial intelligence because the AI. So machine learning and artificial intelligence will be implanted in business operations in the world. Advances in machine learning, the innovation, and the algorithm training will all will result in the new and the technique of the further into the development of the artificial intelligence. So autonomous vehicles and robotics technology are the two ventures that they will see the most rapid improvements during 2020. And other technology would like to mention here in the biology is the microbiomes. The new advances in the genetic analysis will make it the conceivable to cost effectively screen and track the spread of these microorganisms and having a major role. So here these microorganisms including bacteria can enter the food chain anytime in farms, production lines and markets, expanding the amount of food while they determine the likewise representing the well-being hazard. So seeing how they travel and interact with the natural food chain will prompt further decreases in the wastage of food and reduce the human expense and ailment because of the pollution. And also I would like to mention many development has happened in the development of the lithium ion batteries, and then also work we a lot with the cancer vaccines and all. So recently we have also been focusing more on the COVID vaccines. So the COVID vaccine soon it will be delivered to the public in the December end or the end of this 2020. So all the developments in the social sciences, all the development in social science also happening in the source of innovation and especially in the natural and physical sciences. So altogether, yeah, all a wearable, the sensor to monitor the health impacts of the social interactions are happening nowadays in the everywhere. So large scale, the sentiment analysis in the social sciences also have been happened, and which all have a predicting their native languages from the reader's gauge and interactive the visual insights from the social media all will happen soon in the development of the social sciences. So I think this conference will deliver, and I think debatable, yeah, more issues related to the innovations in the science, engineering, and also in the social sciences, which are all related to the humankind. So with this, I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity and wish the international webinar a successful and then also in a grand manner. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Muthuchalim sir, for giving a wonderful presidential address. So here we are having a wonderful person amongst our midst, Dr. David Neri. Dr. David Neri is currently a full professor of arboriculture and oliviniculture at the Department of Agricultural, Food and Environmental Sciences. He was a director of the Full Research Center in Rome from 1st October 2014 up to 30th March 2017. He acted as a director of the experimental farm of Polytechnic University of March for 5 years up to September 2014 and after 2018 till now. He was a visiting professor at the Global Agriculture School of Tokyo University, Japan. In 1999 to 2000, he became a research associate in 1992 at Ancona University, and it was a lecturer of crop science at University of Molise, Italy for 4 years. He received his PhD degree in tree psychology in 1991 from Bologna University, Italy. He was a research scholar at Michigan State University, USA in 1989. He has MS degree in pomology in 1985 from Bologna University, Italy. He is broadly interested in plant propagation and nursery technology, tree pruning and training, flower differentiation, pomology and germ plasm evaluation, agroecology, root psychology, and sustainable full orchard management and replant problems related to soil sickness. He has served a number of national and international committees for symposia on food production. He has authored or co-authored more than 200 journal articles and 2 books. One is Strawberry Growth Development and Disease, and the second one is the Pruning and Training of the Fruit Trees. He is a member of ISHS and academic of the National Academy for Olive and Oil from 2003 up to 2017. He was a member of editorial board of Journal of Fruit and Ornamental Plant Research from January 2008. He is a member of editorial board of Hot Journal of Japanese Society of Horticulture Science. In May 2005, he was a guest editor for International Journal of Fruit Science for the number of journals reporting the activity of COST. From 2013, he is a member of editorial board of International Journal of Plant and Social Sciences. Recently, he delivered international courses on olive production at the university and private sector of Rio, Brazil, and seminars about plant psychology and sustainable agricultural systems at the Doctoral School of Catholic University in Chicago and other countries. In the last 5 years, he delivered courses on flower mapping, and Plant Architecture and Strawberry in Italy, Netherlands, Germany, Chile, California, and Australia. From 2007 to 2017, he was a member of the Regional Commission on Biodiversity of March region. From 2015, he is a consultant for biodiversity and truthfulness. Presently and pleasantly, I welcome Dr. David Nair, Professor, Department of Agriculture, Food and Environmental Science, Polytechnic University, Ancona, Italy, to deliver the chief guest address and inaugurate our international virtual conference on recent trends and innovations in science, engineering, and social science. Welcome you, sir, to deliver the chief guest address and inaugurate our conference.
Hi, it's a real pleasure for me to be here with you, distinguished colleagues, distinguished friends. I am happy to be a part of such an important scientific committee and academic group that was so impressive in organizing this 3 days international virtual conference on innovation and science. That is a key point because innovation and science is really the basis for the possibility to have an opportunity for student research, faculty members, industrialists, policy and decision makers, development organization, NGO, to get together without any barrier. So that is a very, very, very important key point for this organization and this conference, to discuss with an open mind all the latest trends of innovation in science, engineering, social sciences. That is really the basics for new research approach. And I always encourage research because it opens new ways for invention and advancement and for creating a basis of new open mind generation. That is another key point. We have to think that this kind of virtual approach now will be more and more important to make the future generation more open to science, with different way to study, to have contact with different people. The exchange of information and innovation is always a basis for a wealthy society with a sustainable economy. That is very important, and I'm sure that the organizers have given a strenuous effort to make this international virtual conference a grand success with a multidisciplinary approach. That is a very key point. And the interaction, to have the interaction among different sectors. So I really wish this conference a grand success. And I give my best wishes to all participants and delegates to share their experience and to disseminate their most effective and innovative knowledge. This is something that we have to take in account in everyday life. We have the duty to improve ourselves as professors, academics, researcher, or student, or people engaged in the society, to make the science more and more close to the people. That is my wish for all the participants to this conference. Thank you to everybody.
Thank you, sir, for delivering the chief guest address and inaugurating our conference. Now it is the digital book release session. The proceedings of the conference brings more facts on recent trends and innovation in science, engineering, and social science. The strenuous efforts of the editors has added more knowledge to the already existing reservoir of knowledge. Thanks to all the authors who have contributed the articles to make this edition a successful one. I humbly request Dr. David Nuri, Department of Agricultural, Food and Environmental Sciences, Polytechnic University, March at Ancona, Italy, to release the conference proceeding which is received and accepted by Professor Dr. T. Balasubramanian, Vice Chancellor, Chettinad Academy of Research and Education, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. So I humbly request Dr. David Neri, Professor, Department of Agriculture, to release a conference proceedings book, which is received and accepted by Professor Dr. T. Balasubramanian, Vice Chancellor, Chettinad Academy of Research and Education, Chennai, Tamil Nadu.
I think that's the result to have this proceeding in a so early stage of the conference. So at the real beginning, I think it's a very good result for the meeting. And it was impressive because they cover very different topics, as is the aim of the conference, to mix the science from the social point of view, from the engineering point of view, from the agriculture, and also for medicine. So it's a really great success to have this kind of book ready for students and for all the people that attended to the meeting.
And the proceedings will be received by Professor T. Balasubramanian, Vice Chancellor, Chettinad Academy of Research and Education, Chennai, Tamil Nadu.
Good.
Thank
I
you,
will-
sir.
Yeah, I will receive it electronically. Don't do it.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And the hard copy of this proceeding is released by our beloved principal, Dr. P. Sundarabanian, sir, and it will be accepted by Professor Dr. M. Ravichandran, formerly Vice Chancellor, Dean and Head, Department of Applied Sciences, AIMS University, Kedah, Malaysia.
Meetings of International Virtual Conference on Recent Trends and Innovations in Science, Engineering and Social Science. Very happy to release this.
We would like to have the guest of honor. Professor Dr. T. Balasubramanian is a renowned academician for more than 4 decades. He has made significant contributions to the growth of marine sciences in general and marine biology in particular. In teaching, research and extension by serving as Center of Advanced Study in Marine Biology, Annamalai University since 1972. After serving at various levels, he assumed headship and was designated as director of the center in the year 2000. His teaching, research and extension activities received greater attention of the authorities, resulting in elevating the departmental status of the Faculty of Marine Sciences in the year 2010, and he became the founder, director and dean. Professor Dr. T. Balasubramanian made enormous efforts towards building the institution and sketched the roadmap for future academic excellence. He conceived and introduced application-oriented, field-enabled novel academic programs and postgraduate level and fisheries science at graduate level, besides a novel and unique 5-year integrated course on ocean science and technology in collaboration with the National Institute of Ocean Technology, Government of India. His love for marine sciences and marine products made him promote research in focus area, resulting in many sponsored research projects from University Grants Commission, Department of Science and Technology, Ministry of Earth Sciences, Ministry of Environmental, Forest and Climate Changes, DBT, ICAR, etc. His commitment to the society is well exemplified by various activities and livelihood. Professor Dr. T. Balasubramanian's individual contributions include research publications in reputed national and international journals to a tune of 150. In recognition of his outstanding contributions to marine biology, the Ministry of Earth Sciences has fitting honored him the National Award in Ocean Science and Technology in the year 2014. In addition, expertise gained during the 4 decades of academic life is being utilized by the government by making him serve as chairman, member, experts for various ministries. With a proven record for conceiving, developing sustainable innovative programs and make them viable at national and global level, Professor Dr. T. Balasubramanian now takes up the charge as Vice Chancellor of Chettinad Academy of Research and Education. We are sure he will make a grand scale greater heights and excel as a global center for excellence in learning. I welcome a guest of honor, Professor Dr. T. Balasubramanian, Vice Chancellor, Chettinad Academy for Research and Education, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, to share with us the impetus of our conference. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for the nice introduction. Esteemed and distinguished guests of this present evening who are on the screen and off the screen, it is with great pleasure and immense joy I join this meeting. And in fact, the engineering college and the Pearl Academy may be being linked together by Dr. Muthuchediyan, my good friend, who is the Pro-Chancellor of the Dayanand Sagar Academy at Bangalore. He is known for initiating these kind of activities. He is one of the pillars of the scientists of Tamil Nadu, I would say, as well as distinguished academician. And when he make some initiative, definitely it is going to serve greater benefit to everyone. And that is one among this is that today we are witnessing this international webinar. I'm really, actually I'm delighted because the whole country is now debating on the new education policy. But very silently, Dr. Muthuchediyan has initiated this wonderful activity where the new education policy of transforming education, transdisciplinary education, and multidisciplinary education is all endowed in this webinar. Because this is not only the science or engineering, but at the same time, they also give weightage for the social sciences also. That is the art of Dr. Muthuchediyan in blending not only the experts as well as the subjects. That is how he could be able to bring in international delegates to this small screen, but very valuable information will be transacted across. As a person from the marine science and the aquatic science, I am of the opinion that the present generation and the participants of this international webinar program should all concentrate how best the science and the related engineering can reach the society. Ultimately, whatever we accomplish in terms of science and engineering should reach the common man. That should be the thing. And thereby, every country there are employment problems are there. There is need for the livelihood options. Considering that, each and every aspect, whether it is pure engineering or whether it is pure social science or science, they should join together in solving all these problems. And that is where, for a country like India, which is surrounded by all the three sides, the seas, we need to exploit the bioresources. Of course, India is the only country, I would say, which is endowed with all the natural fortunes. You name the mountaineering we have, the northeastern states, Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, Himalayan mountains, and the marine side. We have biosphere reserve, we have excellent coastal ecosystems to harness the human need. But unfortunately, the activities, the multiple activities centered towards all these activities are focused and they thrust on one thing. Say, for example, when the aquaculture industry is blooming into that, everyone interested in prawn farming rather, the shrimp farming rather. And the shrimp farming industry has become so mushroomed and they were unable to control the environmental problems and disease problems rather. And ultimately now the industry is suffering. Instead of that, we need to focus and we need to develop technologies which can be sustained for a long range, which can provide the ample opportunity for many as possible. That way, the present generation has to look for not only education which is employable, rather now you need to choose of as per interest, whether it is science or engineering or health sciences or whatever it is, you should choose in what way that can be useful, in what way you can deliver your own dreams rather. Considering that, you need to produce lot of entrepreneurs. That means that the production of entrepreneurs will solve many issues. That means the gone of those days, instead of producing employable education, now we always say skill-based education. So the 3 days program, I'm sure the way in which Dr. Muthucheriyan has explained the presidential address, the chief guest, Dr. David, has given excellent ideas on agriculture things, and the other speakers, my good friend Jagveer will speak on the environmental things, including the agricultural things, he will speak. And Dr. Mani Mehalai will talk about the social relevance. So all these 3 days, it is going to be a feast for the participants. I'm really wondering how Dr. Muthucheriyan could be able to blend this Pearl Academy and this college for this wonderful transforming education process for the benefit of our country. That way, we all should give a big hand to Dr. Muthucheriyan for these wonderful arrangements through this webinar rather. And at the same time, I also thank the engineering college for making such a bright idea of combining all these 3 sciences together to make the whole thing as at one platform, offering the facilities for the participants to get greater benefit. That way, this is the program where I'm sure we'll cover all the disciplines. At the same time, we'll also discuss threadbare about the recent needs, because everyone knows in this pandemic situation, now we evolve this the webinar programs. Everything is on online program rather. So now the day has come, we could be able to unfold the genome of COVID-19 also. And soon we'll also come out with the vaccine. Fine. But in the long run, we should have greater vision to preserve the environment, to harness the environment, at the same time to have adequate entrepreneurship and livelihood options for everyone in the Mother Earth. That should be the slogan. I'm sure this platform will provide all these opportunities for everyone, and out of this, there will be a lot of feedback after this. This program has given so much ideas and knowledge for the participants. With this, it's a very great opportunity for me to be with you all on this present evening, and it is going to be a most memorable event in everyone's who participate in this wonderful webinar. I sincerely thank Dr. Muthucheriyan, Dr. Jayakumar, the Dean, the Principal of the Engineering College, and Dr. The comparer, Madam Dr. Muthulashmi, as well as all of those concerns, including the Pearl Academy, which is, I know that they are known in the country as well as international countries, they are known, and they are making a very novel ideas to the young minds, giving education system in a different way, as well as promoting research. And that way, this platform is going to be very useful to all the participants. And I sincerely thank all the 3, including my good friend Dr. Muthucheriyan, for making this wonderful opportunity. And this also gave me a great opportunity for me to interact with my good friend Dr. Jagveer, to whom I didn't interact for long months. Probably this is another opportunity. And thereby, I once again thank the organizers as well as the participants for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Is the eternal and priceless respect that everyone in this world strives hard to achieve. Thank you, sir, for insisting the importance of new education policy. The importance of Indian resources are highly appreciated and stressed by you, sir, and the need for skill-based education is a must of today. Thank you for your wonderful guest of honor speech, sir. Thank you so much. Next, we would like to have a very interesting person amongst our midst, Professor Dr. Manikam Ravichandran. He obtained his PhD from Anna University, Chennai, India. He is now the Chief Executive and Vice Chancellor of MS University, Malaysia, and also the Dean and Head of the Department of Biotechnology, Faculty for Applied Sciences. He is a biotechnologist with a strong medical microbiology background. He has 15 years experience in teaching microbiology and an undergraduate and postgraduate students. His research interests are in the development of cholera vaccine, molecular diagnostics, and therapy. Together with his research team, he has conducted several cholera vaccine candidates for 139 vibrio cholera and developed several simple cold chain free molecular diagnostic kits. He has 48 publications in international journals and has produced 36 postgraduate students, filed 8 patents, and commercialized 3 products on diagnostics. He is also in the Cluster Working Group Committee member on Human Capital Development, Malaysian Biotechnology Corporation, and a committee member on Top Research Scientist to Malaysia, Academy of Sciences, Malaysia. Biotechnology roadmap of Kedah State, Malaysia was also formulated under his supervision. Professor Dr. Manikam Ravichandran is a veteran in the area of medical microbiology, molecular diagnostics, vaccinology, genetic engineering, research and administration with almost over 20 years of distinguished experience. Professor Manikam Ravichandran obtained his MSc Medical Microbiology from Christian Medical College, Vellore in 1991 and gained his PhD degree from Anna University, Chennai. The starting point of all achievement is desire. It is time to provide a positive reinforcement for the task accomplishment and motivate them to set more higher goals. I humbly request Dr. Manikam Ravichandran sir, formerly Vice Chancellor, Dean and Head, Department of Applied Sciences, AIMS University, Kedah, Malaysia, to motivate and offer his special address. Welcome you, sir.
It's 8:08 p.m. in Malaysia now, and thank you for coming, organizing this nice event, and thank you for the kind introduction, Dr. S. Muthulakshmi. And my respect to everyone, all the galaxies of experts who are organizing this such a great event, and which is going across several important continents in the planet Earth. And my congratulations to Professor Muthuchelian for organizing this such a great event. And my respect to Dr. P. Sundarapandian, the principal, Dr. J. Kumaran, Dr. David Neri, Professor T. Balasubramaniam, and each and everyone. I think I don't want to spend so much time to name everyone. It's a wonderful event organized by Virudhunagar Senthil Kumar Nara College, and most importantly, Pearl Foundation of Professor Muthuchelian, my good friend. So warm welcome and greetings from AIMS University. I'm going to be slightly different. I'm going to show some slides. I think if you all can see, it will be nice. We can share some thoughts here. And I think, hope you all can see my slides. So I just want to highlight about us as a biotechnologist, what we can contribute in this post-COVID-19 era. I hope you all can hear me and see the slides. Yeah, so AIMS University. So AIMS University actually is former located in northern part of Malaysia, where our former Chola King Kedaram was located. The state is called Kedah State. It's actually near the border of Thailand, where I'm located. And this is the beautiful campus. The campus is drafted after the Chakra, Narayana Chakram, circle of knowledge, where the core of the campus is the library. And the word Kedaram came from the lemon, which is normally brought by the kings to India. The Kedarankai came from here. It's a very nice place, and where our ancestors, Rajendra Chola, ruled this place 1,500 years ago, where we have a very nice, well-preserved mangroves and tropical rich rainforest, and it's a nice place located here. This is our campus view. Just to entertain you, just to show, we call it as a modern Kadaram, where it's actually one of the first university built by the Indians who migrated out of India. Such a nice place is called Ames University. This is our library, which has been awarded one of the 50 most amazing library in the world. And these are some of the view of the Bujang Valley, where the campus is located. So I just want to highlight something about biotechnology. We are in a very challenging time where biotechnology have the answer, is going to produce the answer for the questions we have in the COVID-19 era. So anyway, biotechnology is a part of the Industrial Revolution 4.0, and we know the definition of biotechnology, where we can apply technology to solve the problem in biology. Living organism, name any living organism, whether it's a virus, a E. coli, or a paramecium, or a fungus, or a human, all of us, the fundamental life is based on DNA. So if we can manipulate the DNA, we can use the DNA creatively, we can find solution for many of the human problem and the problem we face in the planet Earth. So for example, if we can change a gene in, for example, fluorescent gene, we can make everything in the way we want. But we don't play God, but we use it for a constructive manner. So if you take our human body, we have around 30 trillion cells. And we have 3 trillion bases of base pairs of DNA from our 23 pairs of chromosome. And not only that, and we are controlled by microbes, microbiomes. In our body, we have 50 trillion microbes are there. And we have 86 billion neurons in the brain. So all together, we work as a holistic and harmonious human being, the balance of microbe and the DNA and the cells, and we lead our life. And we are not alone in this planet, and we share our gene with many living organisms in this planet. We normally call our relatives, family members, the relatives. No, every living organism in this planet is our relative. They share our genes. Sorry, we share their genes. We share 98% of the monkey genes, and 92% of the mouse gene, and 44% of the fruit fly, and many more. So this is how is one of the way we can say that we are related to everyone. So the gene which controls everything, I'm going to highlight only 2 areas, I think, which is relevant. We are now talking about COVID, but we can use the virus to deliver genes, to correct our genes by gene therapy. It is possible. So for example, cystic fibrosis is a single point mutation. So we can use an adenovirus as a vector, where we can put the functional unmutated wild type gene in the virus that can deliver the gene. Just by inhaling the virus, we'll be able to deliver to some of the cells in the lungs that can produce the normal cystic fibrosis, transmembrane regulator that can cure the cystic fibrosis. This is one of the simple example how simply the DNA can be used to treat. And another emerging era is that at Ames University, we do work on stem cells. Stem cells, people want to live beyond 115 years. It has been mentioned and recorded, and death will be optional. We can make many of our spare parts using stem cells and gene therapy, and human being can choose how long they can live with available. We can repair our cartilages, cardiac muscles, bone marrows, and tendons and brains. Many of these cells can be repaired using totipotent stem cells. Now the technology has gone one level higher, that we can even print body parts. We can print the cells in a 3-dimensional manner using bioprinter, 3D printer. So we can use stem cells and some organic collagen or some hydrogel as a three-dimensional biopaper. Then we can make vessels, we can make small organs based on that. This is in the developmental stage. So we can make spheroids, and we can even make a living tissue in a three-dimensional manner, and we can make at least some parts of the body. Just to cover about Malaysian biotechnology, I'm here for the last 20 years, though I'm from Madurai. I was born and brought up there, and I studied in Anna University. I am one of the key person in Biotechnology Corporation, and here there are around 283 companies, which comprising of agriculture biotech, 56% of the companies, and bioindustries for 15%, and most of the biotech companies are healthcare, bio, and so on. And there are many activities they have tax holidays and biopitching. The way the biotechnology is promoted in this country is amazing, which is one of the largest biodiversity in the world. So how this COVID-19 has taught biotechnology to people. Now everyone is talking biotechnology. You know, they know virus now. At least every people in this planet know what is a virus. They'll say they know what gene it is, how they detect by RT-PCR. Actually, the science communication, the biotechnology communication has been thoroughly enhanced by this COVID-19. Most people know about the virus. They know about antigen. They know about antibody. They talk more about community medicine and social distancing, infection control, and personal protective equipment. And so actually COVID-19 has taught us many of these community medicine and biotechnology to us. The first thing that every scientist in this planet are able to work on either developing a vaccine or developing a drug or developing a diagnostic for SARS-CoV-2 because of the genome information. The minute the virus was isolated, the genome was fully sequenced. The genome was available publicly. With that, everyone able to make an RT-PCR kit. Now you are doing about RT-PCR kit because based on the gene sequence obtained from the genome information obtained by the scientists. And also now the vaccines, the RNA vaccine is developed because of the gene sequence information. And even the drugs, they're using a modeling because of the sequence information. So it is actually a golden era for biotechnologies, and a lot of potential startups in COVID-19 can come. Like, for example, the simple thing like extracting the RNA, there's a potential market there. People are importing kits. A diagnostic kit development. I'm sure I'm proud about India that a lot of indigenous diagnostic kits are currently in the market. RT-PCR kits, people still many countries are importing kits from other places. Basically a simple PCR kits, RT-PCR kits that can be developed based on the genome sequence information, which is publicly available. And many of the PPE can be innovated, and innovative diagnostic kits, and even hand sanitizer. These are the major areas that biotechnology, the scientists can embark on, and it has a lot of potential to work on. So lot of resources of COVID-19 are publicly available, and that can be used to develop vaccines like RNA, DNA vaccines, which is like a Lego toys, just we can synthesize artificially and we can make the vaccine now. Adenoviral vector vaccine is currently under trial, and Moderna RNA vaccine is currently under clinical trial, and recombinant vaccines also under trial, and a lot of diagnostic kits based on RT-PCR, antigen antibody detection, and so on. And a lot of new drugs and repurposing the drugs, and lot of new strategies of using the plasmas are also underway. And PPE, as I mentioned before, is also going on. Here, I just want to share with you what I can do, what we are working on it to combat this current challenge by COVID-19. I am a genetic engineer. I've spent more than 20 years in developing a live attenuated cholera vaccine which can stay at room temperature for 140 days. It's a cold chain free formulation that has passed the preclinical studies and preclinical toxicology studies. So this vaccine strain, we have done several patents and published in Vaccine, and we have come up with the strain. And one of the uniqueness of the strain which we have developed, it has a built-in CTB, chlorotoxin B subunit, which is known to be a potential adjuvant. And we all know DNA vaccine can be delivered by injection or whatever, but if you can deliver a DNA vaccine through a live bacterial vector, it has been documented, the immunogenicity is much, much better than delivering a DNA or RNA vaccine by injection or another mode. So this is the strategy we are doing it. And this is the vaccine prototype. Actually, this is the 20 years of work. I don't want to show all the slides. I'm just showing one slide. So we have developed this live attenuated vaccine strain, and which has been filed for patent in US and Europe. And we managed to convert into cold chain free. We broke the cold chain, and we have a thermostable cold chain free formulation which has been developed. And this is a strategy which we are working on. We have proposed a project to the Malaysian government now. So we want to use this as a live bacterial vector to deliver the antigen, COVID antigen into it. So basically, the vector is already available. So we have already constructed the vaccine, the plasmid containing the spike protein and the various forms of things. So it can be transformed into the bacteria, and we can do the clinical trial. We can do the preclinical trial and then go on. So this is like as a biotechnologist, I think everyone should, so scientists in the world, not only biotechnologists, everyone, science, technology, we should think about, we do a lot of research, and every scientist have done, I'm sure that you or everyone, as we use we use the term galaxies of experts, and everyone can work together and then find some solution for the challenging situation, what we have now. So basically, we have this thermostable formulation, the host we have, the DNA can be put inside, and currently we are in the part of developing at least our little contribution, how we can work towards developing a vaccine that is easy to administer, no cold chain, so that it can reach the bottom billion. So everyone can develop a vaccine. If the vaccine is going to cost more than $6 or $10, who is going to afford it? So we have to make a vaccine which costs basically nothing. And it should not have a cold chain, and should give a good enhanced immunity and better mucosal immunity, less cost, and it should give an IgE, because this COVID virus also goes to the gut and causes the diarrheal symptoms. So it should give a good IgA-mediated immune response, and so it has a great market potential. It's not the money, talking about the money, we have to think about at least some solution we can generate what we have. I think with this, I would just to tell my respect to all the dignitaries here. We are in the golden age of biotechnology, exciting time in the world of biology. And every citizen now know a little bit about biotechnology now. Everyone knows a little bit about the virus now. We know how to survive from a virus and how to protect ourselves from a virus. I strongly believe that biotechnology has the answer for the current COVID-19 challenge. We have a capability to manipulate living cells in the way we would like to have. We never thought about the last 20 years ago. So we have new technologies, and hopefully with this biotechnology, many new jobs will come, and hope we will get strength to face this challenge, and with ethical principle in line with in mind, I hope we will be able to find a solution for the current challenges. With this, I would like to thank you all for your attention. I think I didn't take much time, and I will leave it with all you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Manikam, sir. Very good presentation. Particularly your university, that Chakra view is very, very fine.
True.
in future we are planning to have some programs in your university.
Yeah, welcome. You all are welcome there. I'm proud to say that Prof. Muthuchelian team came. Actually, he visited a few times. Actually, I had a very nice time spent with Professor Muthuchelian.
Yes, sir. Last year we had some program, international conference at Malaysia.
Yes. I saw that. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Manikam Ravichandran, sir, for giving informative session on DNA similarity of human with other organism, gene therapy, where we can correct the genes, stem cell therapy, how it will cure the diseases. Sir also gave clear idea on biotechnology, Malaysia, BioNexus companies, COVID-19 and public science communications and the resources available. He has also given a clear idea about live bacterial vector. Thank you so much, sir, for being amongst us and giving the special address. Thank you once again.
We are at the end of the inaugural session of this international virtual conference. Thank you is the least to show the appreciation for everything you have done. I would like to welcome Dr. S. Muthulakshmi ma'am, Assistant Professor in Commerce of VHLSN College, who is knowledgeable and finding insights of any programs and events, and she has received the Best Women Assistant Professor Award from Pearl Foundation, and she is the former NSS Program Officer of our VHLSN College, and she published 3 papers in international journals and conferences. She is a member and reviewer in various academic boards. Let me invite a wonderful personality, Dr. S. Muthulakshmi ma'am, to propose a vote of thanks for this evening. Ma'am, please.
I am highly delighted to propose a vote of thanks amongst the distinguished professors and dear participants and all the good souls present here. May I thank Dr. P. Sundarabanian, sir, our principal, for delivering the welcome address. Thank you, sir. And I also thank Dr. N. J. Kumaran, Dean Research and Associate Professor of Physics, Organizing Secretary of the International Virtual Conference, so for giving the concept note. May I thank Professor Dr. K. Muthuchelian, formerly Vice Chancellor, Periyar University, Salem, Tamil Nadu, Pro Vice Chancellor, Dayananda Sagar University, Bangalore, Karnataka, India, for giving a wonderful presidential address. And thank you, sir, for joining us with this international virtual conference. I thank Professor Dr. David Neri, Professor, Department of Agricultural, Food and Environmental Sciences, Polytechnic University of March, Ancona, Italy, for giving the chief guest address and inaugurating the function. And also, I thank Dr. David Neri, Dr. T. Balasubramanian, Dr. P. Sundarabanian, sir, and Dr. M. Ravichandran for releasing the books. May I thank Professor Dr. T. Balasubramanian, Vice Chancellor, Chettinad Academy of Research and Education, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, for being the guest of honor and giving us his address. I thank Professor Dr. M. Manikam Ravichandran, sir, formerly Vice Chancellor, Dean and Head, Department of Applied Sciences, Amherst University, Malaysia, Kedah, for giving his special address. And also, I thank all the dignitaries and all the participants present here. May I thank the International Advisory Committee, David Neri, Sabatini, Ravichandran, Herald, Marimuthu sir, and Savanappan Kumar. And also the National Advisory Committee and the Internal Advisory Committee, Dr. R. Palaniappan, Associate Professor of Computer Science, Dr. N. Prithvi Kumaran, Head and Associate Professor of Physics, Dr. K. Nagarajan, Head and Associate Professor of Zoology, Dr. P. Sami, Associate Professor of Chemistry, Dr. A. K. Muthuswamy, Associate Professor of English, Dr. P. Davamani, Associate Professor of Economics, Dr. P. Meghaliyam, Assistant Professor of Botany, Dr. C. Ganeshan, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, Dr. A. Bhaskaran, Assistant Professor of History, Dr. B. Pavlakumar, Head and Associate Professor of Management Studies. And I really thank the organizing committee members, Dr. J. Pandirajan, Assistant Professor of Physics, Mr. R. Prem Shankar, Assistant Professor of Computer Application, Mr. S. Selvanathan, Head and Assistant Professor of Commerce SF, Dr. B. Lawrence, Assistant Professor of Physics, Dr. P. Periya Karupaya, Assistant Professor of Botany, Mrs. A. Marishwari, Assistant Professor of Computer Application, and Dr. V. Shiva, Assistant Professor of Microbiology. I thank all the good souls present here and thank you one and all.